This is the tutorial for Chapter 6 in your Beginning AutoCAD workbook. Okay, so for Chapter number 6, we're going to work with some commands from our Modify panel. So we're going to be learning about break, trim, extend, move, and explode. So let's start with break. To get to break, you have to click the Modify down. So there's two options for break. Break at point, so it'll break your one line into two pieces, or break, which actually makes a gap in between your line. So let's do the first one, break at point. So it says, my command line is to select my object, and then it says specify your break point. I'm going to turn my object snap off so it's not jumping to the end of my line, and I'm going to break it right here. So now I have two separate pieces. Okay, the second command, which is just break, it says select object, and then where I clicked on it, it's using that as my first point to break from. But if I don't want that to be where my break starts, I can go down to my command line and just type in F for first point, and then I want my break point to start here, and I want it to end over here. That's how you use break. So there's two different ones, and it's located in the Modify panel. Okay, for trim, this is our trim, the scissors. So I'm using the 2020 version here. In the new 2021 version, trim has been improved. I'm going to go through what I have here, but I'll point out the difference in your version. The new 2021 trim is much more user-friendly. So originally for trim, if I wanted to get rid of this little red piece of my line, the first thing I had to do was select a cutting boundary. So what I wanted to use is my scissors, for example, to cut that line. So I'd have to pick my blue line, hit enter, and then click whatever I wanted to go away. You don't have to do that anymore. Now when you click trim, you hover over this end of the line, it'll gray it out and cut that off. If you hover over this end of the line, it'll gray it out, and once you click, cut that one off. So trim's much easier. The next one, extend, will extend your line out to touch something else. And again, it's been improved in 2021. If I wanted my red line to touch the green line, oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't show you that. Trim showing. So use the little drop-down menu beside it to get to extend. So if I wanted the red line, the green line, in your version 2021, I would hover over it, it would show me what I wanted it to look like, and then I would just click that red line. In my version, I have to select what I want it to touch, and then the actual piece to touch. So the 2021 version is much easier for trim and extend. The next one that they talk about is move. So move is up in our Modify panel. So I'm going to move this rectangle. Select my object. I specify a base point. So where I want to move it. I want to move it from that corner, and then where I want to move it to. So let's say I want to move it to the middle of this line. So you just select where you want to move it from, you want to move it to. So select your object, select where you want to move it from, and then click where you want to move it to. Of course, you can do it by entering coordinates to be exact as well, but most of the time you can probably use your object snaps to get it where you want it to be. The couple more ways to move things. They mention drag. So for drag, it says select the object that you want to move, and your grips will show up. It says hold your right mouse button down and just drag where you want it to go. So you can move it or copy it. The other one, if you just want to move something a little bit, if you're not being exact, for instance, this one is called nudge. So you select your object, hold down your control button, and then just your arrow on your able to give a nudge either. And the last one that they talk about is explode. So sometimes you'll create something, a polygon, which is a closed shape, but you might want to modify part of it, or if I had this rectangle, I might want to get rid of one of the lines for some reason, or trim. So I'm going to use something called explode. So it's that little button up on your modify command. So it breaks a compound object into its component objects. So I'm going to select, I'm going to pick what I want to explode and enter. So now I can work with any individual pieces. I'll show you the same thing on the polygon. Explode, select the object because it's just one piece right now, enter, and now I can work with the end parts. Okay, so those are your new modify commands from lesson number 6.